essentially, first of all, want to collect valid and reliable data, because if it's not valid, it's not reliable, there's no point collecting it. And second of all, it's imperative for us that it delivers concise and actionable insights, so we can deliver messages which then inform decisions. Because if it's not informing decisions, essentially there's no point in collecting it. So we went about generating these custom reports really on the angle of driving the key stakeholders buy-in. So this is what coach and staff would see, and we had a conversation about it before, and I think Liam brought it up, that we can look at things in more depth if we want to as performance staff, because we might understand the metrics more, but we want the coaches and players to see the reports that they understand, which will then drive the buy-in. So we really went with the simple reports, effective graphs, things like colour coding for data interpretation. As I mentioned before, I'm a stickler for a sexy graph. If it does all singing or dancing or bells or whistle, I'm buzzing. But if it doesn't provide an outcome or a message to a coach or a player, you might as well chuck it in the bin, because they're just going to disengage, not understand what the data's saying, and then you're back to square one. So simple and effective and easy to understand. And then the last thing that we really wanted to do was build in that holistic view of the performance, bring all the data sets in, because as I said before, looking at data in isolations, there's no real point. You want to add real context to your data. So I'll just jump into our system. If it'll work. So as I mentioned, that's how it looks. So everything's around touchscreen. So I'll just give you a quick whistle-stop tour of the important reports, or what the players and coaches would look at. Now, we're an open book here at Preston Event. If you ever want to ask more questions about any reports, we're happy to share ideas, because ultimately sharing ideas creates conversations, means that we can take something from our conversations as well. So if you want to fire us an email or anything like that, more than happy to jump on it. But the first one we'll always drive is the daily report. So as I mentioned before, if the only thing a coach or a player looks at is your summary of the session, then you know that they've received the message that you want them to. So we always add a comment in there, and then essentially, as I mentioned before, the